not implemented the Agentforce and Headless Salesforce org. So we'll see how we can get there. All right, so moving to the next slide. So this is the agenda which we'll cover today. First of all, we'll see the reality of patient and the care teams, the challenges and the pain points which they are facing today. Then we are going to see the idea behind the Headless 360 and the Agent Force. And at the third, we are going to see a patient journey before the implementation of AI capabilities, Agent Force and Headless 360. And then we are going to see the patient journey once the AI capabilities, Agent Force, and Headless 360 is implemented in the organization. Then we are going to see the real results from the organization which are already using the AI capabilities, and then we are going to see the business case and how to get started. So again, if you're someone who has not still implemented the AI capabilities into your healthcare system, so how we can get there. Moving further, so we'll start with the familiar frustration or the common pain points which are being faced by the organizations in today's era. So first one is fragmented system. For example, the patient data, provider data, claims data, and scheduling data. All of these data right now is living in the different system, is living in the silos. So they rarely talk to each other. For example, if you want to build some automation, so that cannot be happen in today's era because your data is relying into different systems and they are not talking to each other. So there has to be a manual process. Someone has to go to each of the system and extract the data and pull back again into the system so that data should be into the sync within each system. So this is one of the issue, fragmented system. And due to this, the underlying process becomes very slow and becomes manual. For example, the benefit checks, prior authorization, scheduling the appointments, it still involves multiple callbacks, multiple holds, and someone who needs to check all the information. For example, if scheduling has to be done, so a person or someone from the admin team has to do the conversation between the healthcare or the health provider or the doctor or the physician if you are available for a particular time slot or not. So once he completes his conversation with that particular doctor, then only he'll be able to know that okay, if I can if I can book the slot or not. So that is again a manual process that can be automated with the help of AI capabilities, Agent Force capabilities, and third, for example, care screens rather than doing the actual work. So this can also be eliminated with the help of Agent Force and Headless 360 capabilities. And the fourth one is due to all of these things, expectations of patients and expectations of clients are increasing. For example, if the same client, if the same patient is also enrolled in some other sector application. For example, if he has been also engaging with some banking apps or retail apps, so in those apps he is getting a smooth, streamlined experience. Whereas when it comes to the healthcare, he is not getting the streamlined experience due to the previous issues which we have seen: the fragmented system, slow and manual process, and admin teams are being overloaded. So all of these four issues can be eliminated with the help of AI and Agent Force capabilities, and how it will be done, we'll be seeing in the coming slides. Now, why we are talking about this, all of this AI capabilities, Agent Force capabilities, and Headless 360? Because right now we can see if you are if your organization is planning to launch a new patient support program from a legacy to advanced support the AI capability. So right now it takes 6 to 9 months, and also right now patients are demanding that there should be 24/7 support. For example, I'm a patient, and if I want to reach out to my health provider regarding my benefits or regarding my insurance plan, so what I have to do is I have to make a call to customer care support. Then it will ask me about my patient ID and further information. Then the respective person who has picked my call on the call center side, he will extract the information from the system. He will manually extract the information from the system, and he will tell the information to me. So it will be very time consuming. At least 3 to 5 minutes will be of patient will be gone for extracting the simple information. Okay, so that can be eliminated And now we'll be saying these two ideas: the 360-degree one unified profile and the headless 360 headless. How it comes and it creates a unified system. It creates a one outcome for us, which brings us the right information at right place and at the right moment. So, talking about the 360 unified profile, here we are talking about every touch point. For example, the medical history, claims, past conversations, preferences, everything is visible on the screen. So your admin team do not have to hop between the screen to extract the information. All these things the 360 unified profile can handle. And now we'll be seeing the AI capabilities. So the AI agents which we are talking about and which we are going to see in the further slides, that is not tied to a single screen. For example, if there is one AI agent that is working in the Salesforce, it is not compulsory that it will only be stick to the Salesforce. The same AI agent can be used in your Slack, in your email, in your Microsoft Teams or any other external application again for different applications. Now we are going to see the shell green journey, and we are going to see how booking an appointment looks like. And we will also see how the same journey will look like when the AI agent is implemented. All right. Okay. So let's suppose Cheryl Green is a patient. She searches the website, and uh, through several clicks, he or she lands on a page where she can ask the things about her coverage. She can ask the questions about the coverage. Now she finds that there is not enough information present or not enough process available on the website which can answer the questions about her coverage. Now she comes across the customer care support. So she calls on the customer care support, and I picked the call. I inquired about her. What is her name? What is her patient ID? And what are the coverage she is looking for? What are the information she is looking for? Now I realized, being someone from the admin team, I realized that I'm not the proper person who can answer the queries. So I will transfer this call to someone who is eligible to answer these questions. Now the call gets transferred in the second phase, and someone else picks the call. So now Cheryl has to tell all the information again. Why? Because the call is transferred, but the past history or the past conversation is not shared. That is one of the issue which organization is facing in today's era. So due to this, Cheryl has to explain her story again. What is she looking for? What is her concern? So she gets the information. Eventually, she gets the information. But this appointment an appointment gets booked. But all of this process took very much of her time. It already took around 10 to 15 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes based on her discussion. So here the patient experience is not streamlined. Cheryl is not satisfied due to all of these blockers. Now we'll see how the same experience is streamlined with the help of Agentforce in place. Okay. She lands on the website. As soon as she lands on the website, she sees that there is a chat which got popped up, and there is one AI agent which can answer her queries. So she simply asks about her coverage or the insurance details she is looking for. The agent checks her. Once receiving the queries, the agent does some processes in the background. It extracts the information from the Salesforce database, and agent checks what are her benefits in real time. And the agent also confirms that Cheryl is an existing patient within the system. Now, the agent also asks uh, about the about the scheduling, about the meeting when Cheryl wants to meet the HCP or the provider. For example, Cheryl mentioned that she is available 5 p.m. at Wednesday. Now, agent has took this 5 p.m. time from the Cheryl, and agent will also check in the background who are the SCPs, who are the providers, or who is the respective person who is available at 5 p.m. and can share the more details with the Cheryl. Now, after checking this, a booking is confirmed. AI agent can also send out the email invitation and to both the parties, to the Cheryl and to the particular person who is going to attend the meeting and answer the questions of Cheryl. So this is a smooth handoff. For example, if in case there are some queries which AI agent is not able to answer, so a smooth handoff can also be done. For example, that same conversation can be transferred to the human who is already in the loop, and when this whole conversation is being transferred to the agent, a call summary or the past information will also be shared with the person, with the real human who has just come to handle the situation or handle the conversation. Okay, now we'll see Shell's journey with the help of Agentforce. Okay, so this is the view, 360 view, which I was talking about. So here on the screen, you can see I have the patient information. I am someone from the admin team. Cheryl has just called into a call center, and I'm just seeing what is her profile. So I can see her email, her phone number, her address, customer ID. She's member since 2020, and what is her age. And on the very left side, I can also see her health conditions, her medications, her allergy, immunization, medical procedures. Every history related to the patient is under one screen. I do not have to hop between different screens to extract all this information. So this is the 360 view which I was talking about. Yeah. Now going further, in the middle you can see the alerts. So this also let me know like what is the most critical thing I have to handle related to the schedule. For example, here it says the patient overdue for pre-appointment consultation for a specialist. So this means uh, a consultation appointment is pending for the schedule. So we'll see how I will handle it. I've got the alert. Now I have to handle this situation. I have to handle this alert. Okay. So now going further, I can see what are the appointments. I can see that these are the upcoming appointments, these are the past appointments, and these are the cancelled appointments. So again, there is a 360 view. And apart from this, I can also see the care coordination details, relationships, provider search, or the life events which Cheryl has. Hmm. Now, here comes the AI capability. Here I am selecting the medical history of patient. Why? Because I have to send email to a doctor telling that, hey, you got an appointment with Cheryl upcoming Wednesday on 5 p.m. and this is the medical history of the patient. So when doctor goes into the meeting with Cheryl or HCP goes in the meeting with Cheryl, he already knows what are the medical history of the patient, right? Okay, so here I'll simply select the medical history of patient and I'll click on generate button. As soon as I click on generate button, the AI capabilities, the Agent Force and Headless 360 capabilities goes into the backend system, does some process and brings me this information into my screen. So I can see the personal information, what is the presenting issue right now, okay, what is the care program she is enrolled in, what are the treatments and prognosis right now she is going on. Okay, now I have to send all of these information to my doctor who is having the appointment with the Cheryl. Now I'll simply copy it. Now uh, I'll go to the relationships, and here I can see the care team. So care team involves four doctors. Now the meeting is gonna happen with Dr. Anna. Okay, I clicked on Dr. Anna's names drop down, and I clicked on create email. Okay, as soon as I clicked on create email, again with the help of Agentforce capabilities, AI capabilities of Salesforce, a pre-populated email is already there with some generic information, and it also guided me to paste the medical history of the patient here. So what I will do, I will simply delete this and paste the medical history which I have just extracted from the previous step with the help of Agentforce capability. And I just clicked on next and I clicked on send. Now, Dr. Anna will receive this email and she will be having the picture of Cheryl. What is she suffering with? What is her issue? What is the previous record? What is the history of Cheryl into our organization? Yeah. So this defines something which was very manual in earlier times. For example, we have someone from the admin team has to hop up between the screens, collect the information, write down the email, and see if extract the perfect information, which will be then sent to the Dr. Anna. But now you can see it is just matter of few clicks that I have extracted the information and send the things to Dr. Anna. Now let's jump to the next use case. Okay. The next use case is regarding the AI powered care. For example, I am having a conversation with the patient and I have recorded the call which has happened with the patient. I have the transcript of the call. I can give the transcript to the AI agent, and AI agent can build a detailed AI generated call summary for me. For example, here on the left card, you can see what is the call summary. The call summary says the member called seeking support regarding a claim number 12345 dated on XYZ date, and the agent confirmed that member had the claim explained and advised them to reapply at a later date. Okay, so this is about the applying the claim for some later date. So this is the detailed call summary, right? Now again, the second thing is the conversation catch up. So what has actually happened in the conversation? What was the catch up? So here it says the customer identifies as Stephen called to inquire about the denied claim for a visit to Dr. Smith on September 10th, and regarding further information is also there. So these are the things which is automatically AI generated. So I just have to record the call, record the transcript. I have to give it to the agent force, and agent force can do all of these things. And it can also suggest me the next best action. For example, it is suggesting me, would you like to update members' marketing communication preference? Yes or no, thanks. Okay, if I, based on the conversation, I can do this. So I can select it. If I select yes, then members' marketing communication preference will be updated. If I select on no, then it will be updated accordingly. Right? Now, another one is, for example, now I want to ask to the agent force or the AI agent, does Dr. Ben have any member plans? I can simply write down this question. Here you can see on the top right card. I have simply asked this question to the agent force, and agent force will go into the background of the Salesforce in the Salesforce database, and it will say, hey, yes, here are the member plans associated with Bento, and how else I can assist you. So here are the information which I have asked and I have got. So this is how we can leverage the AI capabilities. We can do the work which took many clicks, many hopping between the screens is now being done with the help of simple clicks. So now we'll talk about how it works. So there are simple pillars underneath. For example, first one is unified data. The record, all of the records, the claims, the past conversation, the preference, all of these things are brought under one umbrella, under one database. And these database or this data is being then picked by the AI agents. So AI agents are conversational, they are autonomous agents, and they can use this unified profile to answer the questions, to verify the benefits, and to schedule the visits in a plain, simple language. So nothing complex is required over here. Then the third thing is a human is always in the loop. For example, if an agent wants to hand off the conversation to a person when there is a complex query or sensitive process is required, we can simply transfer that whole conversation or the whole process to a human. Now we'll see what changes it has brought in the industry. So based on the AI leverage capabilities, we have seen a significant increase in the efficiency of the organization. So we have seen a 30% increase in the faster response time once AI agent has been implemented. Then we have seen 50% reduction in the calls where a human need is required, because right now the things are being handled by the agents, AI agents. Now we have seen a 40% decline in the missed appointments because we have automated the scheduling and reminder processes. As you have seen in the previous demo, that there was a alert screen which has mentioned uh, like what is the missing right now and which is the top priority. Similarly, if a schedule of or if an appointment is missed, so I can get the reminders regarding that patient that hey, your patient has missed the appointment, do something needful. Then we have seen a 20%, 25% increase in the patient satisfaction, and we have seen 50% reduction in the administrative errors. And we have also seen the a 50% decrease in the role of or in the power of admin teams. For example, earlier you have 10 admin person, now you will be requiring only 5. So remaining 5 admin person can be leveraged to do some complex tasks, to do some prioritized tasks. So because right now the agents are handling their work, so they can be utilized somewhere else, which is more important, instead of doing a repetitive task. With the help of this, we have also seen a practice which organizations are following right now. So they are following 85 raised to 15. So what this tells, for example, 85% of the things will be configured in your organization, and 15% of the things will be customized. Where, for example, custom solution will be required, but 85% of the things can be done with the help of native Salesforce features, with the help of native Salesforce AI capabilities. So what this has brought to the business? So this has brought the efficiency, this has brought the experience. Now the patient experience is streamlined. Patient is getting the results of the query in shorter period of time. He's getting a streamlined experience, a 360-degree unified view. And we have also seen a growth, because right now your admin team is freed. They are freed from doing the repetitive tasks which took the time. Now they can focus on more valuable tasks, which will brought more values to the business. Okay, now let's talk about the security. So you must be thinking that if AI is in place, what about my sensitive data related to the patients? So your data stays protected because the health information is sensitive and it is handled under strict access control, which comes out of the box within the Salesforce. And because Salesforce is compliance ready, including the HIPAA alignment, Salesforce is already HIPAA aligned, so your patient information stays secure. Now the human is always a human is always in the control. For example, if AI agents are operating or working on any operation, so we can define some guardrails. For example, if some type of information, for example, um, if I'm talking about the payment related information, or something else, for example, if I am Cheryl Green, but someone else is there who is trying to impersonate the Cheryl Green. So that kind of guardrail can be implemented on the system. So impersonating cannot happen. And if such things are found, if such cases are found, in that situation, AI will automatically hand off this information to an human in the loop. It will not extract any information, or it will not show any information which is very sensitive and someone who is not authorized to see that information. So that can also be done. Then we have also the full visibility and governance over the AI agent. For example, every action which is being performed by the agent is traceable and it can be reviewed. So nothing runs as an unmonitored. For example, if agent has extracted some information, or if agent has done any task in the backend, if it has updated any value in the backend, so that is traceable. And later on, we'll be able to see what was the previous stage and what was the current stage where agents has performed. Okay. Now talking about how we get you there. So if you're someone who has not still implemented the AI capabilities, the Agentforce capabilities, and LS 360 in organization, how Ksolves can help you there. So first of all, it is divided into 4 stages. We'll discover the pain points. We'll have a meeting with your business team. We'll map the journey. We'll map the pain points. Then we will design we'll design a short pilot program. For example, we'll find out which is the main pain point out of many pain points, and we can have a pilot run against that main pain point which you have mentioned to us, a specific module of your organization. We can have something on that. Then we'll also plan the rollout with hands-on training, the change management, and adoption sticks. For example, how this new system which we are building will be adopted by your admin team. So we'll have this hands-on training session. Then we'll also have plan regarding the scaling. For example, if you wanted to extend the same foundation to new channels, to new teams, and to new use cases, so how that can be done without getting without starting over from the scratch. Okay, so how it will be done in the depth. So we'll be having a 60 minutes of discovery call with your team, where we'll walk, where we'll ask you to walk us through your current patient journey, your biggest pain point together. Then we'll have a tailored quick win. For example, we'll identify one of the high impacted use cases, and we can do a pilot program or within weeks, so that you will be able to see how the AI agents are actually can transform the journey. Then we'll also design the clear path forward. We'll let you know the scope plan, the number of pressures, the number of lengthy sales cycle. So we'll have all these things planned, and we'll let you know a clear path forward how you can implement this AI capabilities into your organization right now. So that's all from my end, and I'm open for questions.